so now what we are going to do hereafter, we are going to move further. So I told you in the previous class about the gender, gender in Hebrew language. I mean, in the Hebrew grammar. So in English, as I already told you, we have only few nouns that specifically says masculine or feminine. For example, um, man, woman, waiter, waitress. See, if you see all these nouns here, you can say man is a masculine and waiter is a masculine, and here woman, waitress is feminine noun. But there are some nouns that doesn't mean that may not be masculine and feminine in English. But when it comes to Hebrew, all the nouns, please make note of that. In Hebrew, all the nouns are either masculine or feminine. Okay, in Hebrew, all the nouns are either masculine or feminine. Okay, so there is no such thing called neuter gender. Okay, that is what we see even in Greek, right? Masculine, feminine, neuter. But here we don't have that. So there are some hints. Okay, there are some hints to understand which are all masculine nouns and which are all feminine nouns. But that is not our problem, because when you are learning the vocabularies, you should always have to mention. You should always have to learn whether that noun is a masculine or feminine, along with the vocabulary memorization. When you are learning vocabulary, you should always try to associate those vocabularies with either masculine gender or feminine gender. So in the previous vocabulary set, if you remember, we have studied some of the vocabularies like yes, Abraham, Ish, Bayit, Beyin, Davar, David, Hu, Zakar, Malak, so Melek, all those vocabularies are masculine. Okay, so that means that I told you it doesn't mean it does not maybe all the time it refers to a masculine masculine or feminine in a sexual manner. I mean, we say that boy is boy and girl, right? It may not be always in that way. So it is a grammatical term, and we have to learn in that way. It may not have the qualities. Better than that, I can say it does not. It may not have male or female qualities. Okay, so today, this morning, we will learn some more. Okay, I have this. I think just before this class, I have shared another set of vocabularies, so but you can check it in the Google Classroom. I can also show it now here. So let us try to learn some more vocabularies here, right? Yeah. So here, aw, this is father or ancestor. Aw is father or ancestor. Here you get to see a small m, which means this is a masculine noun. Okay, this is a masculine noun. And here you see a small f, right? This means a feminine noun. So hereafter, you will get to see that. And again, in the previous vocabulary set, that is vocabulary set 1, all the vocabularies are masculine. So you don't have to be worried. But now onwards, you will get to see these categorization. So you will see whether it is masculine or feminine. So let us try to read. Av means father or ancestor. Father or ancestor. And L is two. Two. You may try to read along with me. Better, that is how you can develop your reading of Hebrew. So because without reading there is nothing in Hebrew. Okay, the reading is the primary thing in Hebrew. Yes, I cannot emphasize again and again this important fact. So you should always keep it in your mind. Try to read. Okay? Isha. Okay, here we see is here we what is that? Dagesh Lena or Dagesh Forte. It should be Dagesh Forte because Dagesh Lena comes only in Beget Kefet letter, that are 6 letters, and this is not that letter. And this, so, what is the purpose here? Here it actually doubles. Remember, it doubles the letter Isha. Okay, it's not Isha, it is Isha. Isha means woman or wife. Okay, and Behema. So I told you this Shava here in the beginning, that itself gives begins a syllable. Okay, remember we talked about syllables. So Be He Ma. Be He Ma. Okay, Behema means animal or cattle. Animal or cattle. Bath is daughter. So this Dagesh, okay, remember this Dagesh inside does not double because it is Baget Kefet letter, and the purpose of it is to change the change the way we pronounce it. So if there is a dot, it has the sound of B, and if there is no dot, it has the sound of V. Okay. So now Bath is daughter. Right. Then he is she. Remember, in the previous vocabulary set, we learned that who is he. Now here he is she. Okay, just try to associate and remember in this way. Who, if you see a K and here there will be a wow, right? Here there will be a wow, and Shurak, especially the wow and the dot in the middle, that is Shurak. And if there is the same kind of same 3 letters, I mean, He, wow, and Aleph, and that is who, then that is he. Who is he? He is she. Who is he? He is she. Okay, right. Then halak. Okay, halak, walked or went. Halak, walked or went. Right. So Yerushalayim. See, Yeru, Sha, La. Here, this is what you have to learn another thing. Even though here the dot, okay, usually how do we read? We read the first consonant, then the vowel. Consonant and vowel. Here a consonant and vowel, consonant and vowel. Consonant, and here is a vowel. Here is the, we have a Hirek, right? We have a Hirek here, but we don't read Yerushalami. Okay, it's not Yerushalami. Instead, we have to read Yerushalayim. Okay, this vowel should come ahead. Vowel should come ahead, and we have to read it in that way. There are exceptions. Okay, in Hebrew there will be a lot of exceptions. So certain things we have to learn it as it is. We don't have any option. We cannot reason out logically because the language that we are learning is very old and we are very far away from that. So Yerushalayim. Okay, so we have to learn it that way. And mean is from. Okay, just remember mean. Mean is something that in Tamil we know that it is fish. Okay, fish. And mean is from the sea. Okay, something like you can remember in that way. Mean means from. Okay. And see, some of the names may be very totally different. Here, at least, Jerusalem means Jerusalem. But here, see, Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim. What is that? Egypt. The name of Egypt in the Bible is Mitzrayim. That is the name given for Egypt in the Bible. But we in English or in other language, we translate it as Egypt. So be mindful of that. So keep that in mind. There are certain occasions you will get to see these kind of vocabulary. Right. Now, mishpacha. Okay, yeah, maybe let me explain this also. Mitz. Okay, this is sade. So the sound is like ts. Tis. Okay, mitz. So here we stop the syllable. So it's Mitzrayim. Okay, Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim. Then mish. Okay, mish. Here we stop the syllable. Mish pa. Okay, remember this is pay and there is a dot inside. So the sound is like p. It is not fa. It is pa. Okay, mish pa. This is hey, hate, and this is hey. So you have to use your guttural to pronounce it. Mishpacha. Okay, mishpacha, mishpacha, right? Mishpacha. Right. Now, naara. Okay, naara. See here, this is a compound shava. Okay, it means composite shava. It has patak. So it has a small a sound. Naara. So remember in the previous vocabulary set we learned naar, right? Naar means young man. Naara is young woman. So you will see most of the time. No, let's say in certain occasions you will get to see the masculine noun. When it comes in the feminine, you will always have a small k at the end. Okay, small k at the end. It may not be a rule, but there are many words that have the similar kind of thing. So usually you will have here you see that small t, right? That comet and hey. So usually you will get to see that ending in certain feminine nouns. See, mishpacha, here you have, and young woman, naara, and here we see bihema, okay, and isha. So yeah, there are in certain words you will get to see, but there are words we may not even see. See, Jerusalem, that doesn't sound like feminine. But you know, if you have read the Bible completely, you will get to know most of the time the names of the cities are mentioned in feminine expression. With feminine expression, you might have seen that, yes, the daughter of Jerusalem, okay, daughter of Zion. So it is very common in the ancient Near Eastern world. So you will get to understand that idea. And Ruth is Ruth, and Sarah. Okay, Sarah is Sarah. Right. So I hope you can always read it easily. Let me read it once again before we go further. Av, father. El, to. Isha, woman or wife. Bat, daughter. He, this she. Okay, he, she. Halak, walked or went. Yerushalayim, Jerusalem. Min, from. Mitzrayim, Egypt. Mishpacha, family. Naara, young woman. Ruth, Ruth. Sarah, Sarah. Okay. Let us continue a little bit, and now it's time to learn something about the gender of verbs. Okay, gender of verbs. So far we have. Let's come back to the class. Gender of verbs. So we have already we have learned some of the verbs in the previous vocabulary set, but let us try to understand, there are gender even in the verbs. So in the previous vocabulary set, whatever we have learned are all masculine singular verbs, okay? Masculine singular verbs, okay? All are masculine singular verbs. So we have learned Zakar, right? Zakar means what? Remembered or remembered. And Sama, right? Sama means heard. So, and you should always remember, okay, even though there is no subject here, subject is already implied. Implied means it is already there in these three letters or in this word, Zakar. So, as if you say masculine singular, how can we translate? It is he remembered, right? He remembered. And Shama, there is already masculine gender is implied here. So it is he heard. Okay, he heard or he listened. Okay, so that you should keep in mind. So yeah, and one of the things, yeah, let me write two more. Shamar is what? Guarded or kept. Remember, Shamar is guarded or kept. And Malak. So remember, if it is Melek, it means king. But if it is Malak, it is ruled. Okay, ruled or reigned. So you can always associate those two letters. So what is the common thing that you are seeing here? In all these words, the common thing that you can see is the vowels, right? Remember, here we have a comet and a patak. Comets and the patak. So that is the main hint to understand masculine singular perfect. Okay, masculine singular perfect tense. So I told you that we are learning right now. We are only going to learn perfect tense, right? So later on we will see imperfect tense. So now, what if you want to parse? Okay, remember you might have heard this word in Greek, parsing, right? So when you say parsing, what does it mean? It is actually giving information, grammatical information about a particular word. So it means when you say the parsing of this sama, which means it is a masculine singular perfect, okay, masculine singular perfect of sama. I'm going to tell you something. Maybe if it is not today, maybe in the let's see now. So you all have to now. You all have to learn some more things. So this is for masculine singular. So you will get to see the pattern of Patak and Comet. Sorry, I mean comets and Patak. But in the same way, feminine singular. If it is feminine singular, carefully look what are all the changes happening. Okay, this is same, but in feminine singular, okay, this is Zakar. Okay, here is a Shava. This is Zakra. Okay, Zakar, Zakra. Sama, okay, Sama. So here is another hint that you have. So if it is feminine, you will get to see this pattern. A comet, a Shava, and a comet. Feminine, singular, perfect tense. Feminine, singular, perfect tense. If you see. So this is masculine, singular, perfect tense. You will get to see this pattern. So now, if you, now when you compare these two, you might have seen something very interesting. What is that? These three letters doesn't change anything. Only here we see hey is added. So I already told you, most of the time the feminine words have this ending, a comet and a hey. So now, but when you compare these two, these three letters everywhere, see three letters that doesn't change anything. So that is what we call as roots. Root letters. These are all called root letters. So in the Hebrew language is actually built on this system of root letters. Okay, root letters, and usually you will get to have only three letters. Okay, always you will get to have three letters, and only with the change of vowels. Only with the change of vowels, we differentiate the meaning of these letters. Okay, differentiate with the meaning of these letters. For example, we know this word, right? This is Malak, is ruled, right? Ruled or reigned. Ruled or reigned. And what is this? This is Malak. This is Melech is what? King, right? A king. And let me give you another word. You don't have to remember this word, but just I want to show you. Okay, here, Malkut. Malkut. What does it mean? Malkut is kingdom. So, what is the difference that you see here? Only the vowel changes, and sometimes there is endings. Okay, there are endings. You know about much about endings already. You might have already learned in Greek. So endings, there are certain endings that you will get to see. But at this point, all that is not our concern. We are just trying to understand the basics of Hebrew. So I'm just giving you a hint. Okay, Malak is ruled. So if you see this kind of pattern, this is talking about the verb. And if there is no such pattern, it is possibly a noun. Okay, so Melech is king. And if there is a totally a different pattern, it may also be a noun. So Malkut is kingdom. So these three, as I already told you, these roots mostly will be having three, right? Okay, three letter root. So it's better we always have to learn in relation to that. So when you are trying to learn the roots, you should always try to associate with the masculine root and the feminine. I mean the masculine word and the feminine word. So how the words derive. Okay, how the words derive. So in this case, if you take out all the remember only we have these three letters, okay? Mem, Lamed, and Kaf. Okay, final Kaf. This is final Kaf. Mem, Lamed, and final Kaf. So this is called verb root. Verb root. And we know that in perfect tense, in masculine singular perfect tense, it is remembered. Remember? So the meaning is remembered. But if there is nothing, this, what is the meaning of this root? There is a meaning even for this root. If there is a three letter combined together, there is a meaning. That is, it means remember. Okay, that is just remember. There is no tense here. This is not about perfect tense or imperfect tense. Just remember. And so we know what is that? Zakar is. I mean, sorry, a little confused. This is what ruled, right? So rule, okay, or reign. So here Zakar, that's what we were talking about. Zakar is remember. Yes. And you know, Ayin, May, and Dalat. Ahmad is Ahmad. We know that if we have masculine singular, a singular pattern, it is stood, right? But if there is no, it is stand. Okay. So again, all this is related with your English grammar. So it's always better to you revise those grammatical terms. So yeah, well, just I want to stop here with this. So we have learned roots. Okay, we have learned roots, and we have studied masculine and feminine patterns. How the masculine and feminine singular perfect pattern comes. So that's all I want to have it for this class.